First today, a musical production of the famous My Fair Lady like you've never seen it before. Trust me, it's lavish and visual. It features show-stopping, one-of-a-kind costumes by Project Runway star Chris March, and it's in the Milwaukee area later this month.
So excited to welcome the costume designer himself. It is Chris March. He is a season 4 contestant and finalist from Project Runway. We also have Viswa Subbaraman, the artistic director from the Skylight Music Theater with a difficult name to say, just to stump me this morning.
It was perfect.
You know how many times she practiced?
I was practicing over there, and Tiffany's like, you're going to say
it
that
worked.
in your sleep.
Did
Yeah,
you practice
it worked.
mine?
No.
Yeah.
I just thought of the time of year, and it just naturally
I like that
came
we got it right. All right, so Project Runway, from Project Runway to Milwaukee. what a transition, but I'm loving it.
Yeah, I just kind of got an email out of the blue asking me if I wanted to do the costumes for this production of My Fair Lady, because I guess you guys have had another Project Runway designer do costumes for Cinderella, Cesar Galindo.
We had Cesar.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe he recommended me or thought that I would
Actually,
be a
he
good
did.
person.
Yeah?
Yeah, when I talked to Cesar, I said, who should I bring in next? He said, well, you know Chris March. I said, well, I don't know Chris March, but he would be great. You know, and as a fan of Project Runway, I will never forget that dress.
And I, have spent most of my life doing theater, so just thought it would be a really fun opportunity. Plus, My Fair Lady has the big Ascot scene, which is full of giant costumes and hats. And so
the
it's kind of
costuming
right up my alley. So
Yeah. With the hats and all that. What's your theater background so people are familiar with your love of it? Beautiful.
Whoa.
I worked for a long time in San Francisco. There's a show there that's been running for 40 years called Beach Blanket Babylon, and I worked there for 10 years. I've worked in all sorts of theater in New York and all over the country, actually. And so I've never really done a more legit version of a show, so this was kind of that opportunity for me, even though it has a little bit of both. There's lots of period and historical, and there's kind of some outrageous, so it was the perfect balance.
I'm going to do a little name dropping, because your client list is, I'd say, a little bit impressive. Madonna, Prince, right? Beyonce. You did some costumes for her I Am tour. Little Cirque du Soleil in there. That's awesome.
Yeah, and a little Meryl Streep, which was one of my favorites.
We're trying to get her to the Skylight next.
That'd be awesome.
I'll call her up.
There we go.
Who was your favorite? What's one of your favorite celebrity stories? You got to have some little good gossip in there.
Well, my favorite just has to be working on, 2 dresses for Meryl Streep. One for the Golden Globes, one for the Academy Awards, and especially the Academy Awards one because there was a day during a fitting where she had to stand there in the dress for 2 hours while I tacked the whole thing in place. And she was very patient and said, just, ask me any question you want.
Really?
So I got to think of all the movies she's been in, all the, just all the people she knows. It's not often you're standing there with someone who can pick up the phone and call the president.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Was there anything surprising she said to you?
Well, actually, most people don't know that, because she started saying all these sewing terms to me. Most people don't know that Meryl Streep's actual college degree is in costume design.
I heard that.
It's not in dramatics.
Interesting.
Her mother wanted her to have something as a backup. But yeah, I don't know if she's going to need to fall back on that anytime soon.
But maybe that's why she was so patient with you.
Well, yeah, she
understands
everything. So I was kind of like, oh, this, I have to really be on my game here because she knows what I'm doing. So.
And she's always, she's always wore stuff that fits her well. She probably puts in direction.
Absolutely. And, she's a little shy and timid about showing off her body, which I tried to, force her to say, show how good she can really look.
Yeah.
And she did, if I say so myself.
I think you should.
Way to go. That's impressive. Cool. Let's talk about My Fair Lady. Obviously, you're going to have lavish, iconic costumes as part of this production, which is super exciting. That part of it alone, I think, is a wonderful draw to see this show. But talk about what you're excited about with this production.
Well, I think it's a really incredible mix of local performers who are extremely talented and the beautiful costumes, and then we're bringing Dottie Danner back. It's a season at the Skylight that celebrates women women. Every single show this season's being directed by an incredible female stage director.
That's cool.
So with that kind of combination and the focus that Chris brings with the costumes, and the original My Fair Lady was designed by a fashion designer. So to have a fashion designer do costumes for us was kind of a nice parallel to the original performance.
Yeah.
That's cool. How do you come up with the ideas for some of those hats? I mean, they're like, they're so whimsical, some of them. They're very like
So
Alice in
cool.
Wonderland slash
kind of like
Derby
things I keep in the library of my brain.
Really?
Which is complicated and
You're known
strange.
for your hats.
Yeah, it's kind of my signature thing. I've always been fascinated by big things on your head. I don't know really why, but no, and just the Ascot number in that show is kind of a very interesting, surreal moment. It has a different look and feel than the rest of the show, and you know, we have 17 people in the cast, but we've tried to make it look like there's a whole bunch more with some theatrical trickery.
Yeah.
Cool.
So the show seems to get bigger and bigger every day. I think we're up to 100 costumes now.
Wow.
And so I think people should come and see what we've been doing.
Yeah, you've actually created a one-of-a-kind hat that's going to be auctioned off in the
Right.
future at the Skylight, which is wonderful. And I have to ask before we go on, oh, there it is, right? That's the hat
that's the
that's
hat.
going
That's
to be
beautiful.
auctioned off. That is gorgeous.
What kind of feathers are those?
They're rooster feathers, just black
cool.
rooster
Awesome.
feathers.
Black rooster
Beautiful.
gave up his
There's
soul
only
for that?
there's only 3 on every rooster, so
no way.
way.
There's only 3 feathers on every rooster?
three of
Black?
that kind. Yeah.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Slip
I didn't
tail.
know
Know
that.
that either.
I love weird animal facts. That's so cool.
I'll think of some more.
What do you think about Milwaukee?
You know, I've never been to Milwaukee before this. I've been to Chicago a few times, but it's funny. My family is from Milwaukee. All my grandparents and great-grandparents are all from Milwaukee.
Really?
My grandmother went to the University of Milwaukee in 1918.
That's progressive.
And yeah, she wanted to be a school teacher.
Yeah.
And I still have some of her old cookbooks and home ec books from then. It's interesting. I didn't really know much about it, but it's kind of a good-sized city, it seems like. I haven't gotten to see that much. I've been down in the basement making
We keep them
things.
working.
They
Where
have
did you
me.
grow
They
up?
have me chained
Yeah. Where did you grow up?
in San Francisco.
San
Bay Area,
Francisco.
yeah.
Okay. So
And I
okay.
live in New York now.
Gotcha. Well, we're glad to have you here.
Yeah, and I think you've added such excitement here for us in Milwaukee with the costumes and the design, and you do some wonderful artistic directing too. And this show I think is exciting. It's a limited time that people can see it.
It is, yeah.
So you open November 20th, so that's just around the corner, and it runs through 2 days after Christmas, so through December
Exactly.
27th. Limited time that it's at the Skylight Music Theater, but what a production that we all have to see.
Can't wait to see it.
Theater is great in Milwaukee, and there's every reason to support it. My Fair Lady, check it out, November 20th through December 27th. Call 414-291-7800 for tickets, or go to Skylight Music Theater, and theaters with an RE.org. So awesome to meet
Classy.
you.
Yeah? Thanks,
Really
Jen.
awesome,
for having us
guys.
on.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
Glad I